If there's one situation that we as human beings are not used to and not prepared to deal with, it's rejection. So, if you've come to this video, stay until the end because I'm sure I will help you. Come with me. Well, my name is Joyce Gumiero. I am a therapist, tantric, relationship coach. In this video, I'm here to talk to you, man or woman, who is going through a situation where you are feeling the worst person in the world, having been rejected, whether in your marriage, in your relationship, or sometimes with someone you were with, right? You went there, went out a few times with this person, but this person rejected you and it's consuming you. So I want to help you. I'm going to give you some tips on what you can do to get out of this bad situation. And I'll also talk a little about something that has happened to me. After all, folks, if I'm here talking to you about rejection, it's because I've also been through this situation. I want to share with you. Okay, I'm going to ask you to subscribe to this channel. Give a like to this video and comment below about topics you'd like me to talk about or about what you thought of this video. At the end, also down below, in the first comment in the description, I'll leave the link to my website, which has a lot of content. There are my trainings, all of this for you, but let's go. If there's something, as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, that we are not prepared for, it's dealing with rejection. Especially when this rejection comes from someone, it comes from someone we love so much. Sometimes you're so in love, you like that person so much, you dedicate yourself, you give yourself completely body and soul. Sometimes you stop doing things, right? Things that are important to you, or things you would have liked to do, whatever it may be. I'm talking now about this situation of a long-term relationship, where sometimes you dedicated years of your life to someone and suddenly the person doesn't want you anymore. Or you're there in love and simply the person starts to stop responding to your messages. She starts to stop giving you attention. She starts to not respond to you anymore, to literally leave you hanging. And we as human beings are not used to this. We are always in search of love, of affection, and we always hope as well. What, folks? Well, if I'm giving love to this person, the least I expect is some of that love in return. And why am I telling you this? First, I work with many men and women who go through this situation of rejection, whether in a relationship or even sometimes in a job. Sometimes the person is not accepted. And this tends to greatly affect our lives, our development. And we also start to project what, for example, I was rejected today, so from today on, no one is good enough. Because if the person I loved so much, to whom I dedicated so much, rejected me, imagine this person I barely know. Then you start to become someone who is what? Always cautious. And in this video, what do I want to talk to you about? Is it tough to deal with this situation? It is tough. Sometimes you think, Joyce, there's no remedy that can cure this, Joyce. It's such a great pain in my chest. It feels like a hole has opened inside you. Nothing seems enjoyable anymore. Nothing, Joyce, exactly. Nothing is enjoyable. I don't feel like going out anymore. I don't feel like meeting my friends. I don't feel like doing anything. I just keep thinking about that person. And how, Joyce, how can I like someone who's rejecting me, who doesn't want me? But that's exactly the point, folks. Have you ever stopped to think that sometimes when a situation like this happens, or as I often tell my students, my clients, every time a situation occurs in our lives, we always have to try to take advantage of it. Try to see that no matter how bad the situation is, no matter how bad your suffering is, you have to learn a good lesson from it. And first of all, okay, you who are watching me, whether you are a man or a woman, from the moment you don't love yourself, you don't value yourself, you don't see yourself as a priority, the other person won't see you that way either. So pay attention, dear. If the person you like doesn't want to know about you, has rejected you, doesn't want anything more, isn't looking for you, it's because they don't want to. What are you going to wait for? Are you going to keep chasing after this person? Do you think that's cool? Begging for someone's attention, begging for someone's love, who simply doesn't want you. Ah, Joyce, but last year, this person made promises of love to me. They wanted me. He said he wanted to marry me. Or she said we would live together for the rest of our lives. I believe you, my dear. It's just that people, they change. We are in constant change, in constant metamorphosis. And the fact that someone said they loved you a month ago and today they don't love you, unfortunately that can happen. So what happens? A very important tip. Don't create expectations. Don't fantasize that everything you created in your little head will happen. Sometimes, but you're being a bit harsh. But sometimes we need a wake-up call. Friend, who is watching me here? How long? Are you going to keep begging for someone's attention? There are thousands of people in the world, thousands of people who would like to meet someone like you who have similar goals to yours. Now, if the person you got excited about, fell in love with, the person you loved, no longer wants your presence, you don't have to keep chasing after them. You don't have to keep crawling. You don't have to keep begging. Joyce, but what if it's just a crisis in my marriage? And what if my husband decides to come back to me, or my wife? Don't you think I should wait and chase after them? I don't think so. I don't think that. I think that, first of all, what do we need to have? Self-love. And why do I say this, right? You might be thinking, oh, it's easy for her to say she's not the one going through this. But guys, I have been rejected, okay? And I'm not ashamed to say that. And there have been times, a few times in my life, I'm 35 years old. And yes, there have been some situations where I wasn't rejected just once. Sometimes I was in a relationship and the person simply wanted to take a different path. Our goals were no longer the same. I remember that I suffered a lot, okay? I'll even tell you a little bit about it so you can understand. I had been dating someone for 4 years, and this person, out of nowhere, we were already living together. And this person simply, one fine day, she worked traveling, she came home, spent the weekend with me. And then on Monday, she left to travel again and simply never came back. She disappeared for 3 months, but after a few days, she called me, right? I had already called, love, what's going on? She wasn't making any sense. We had had a wonderful weekend together as a couple. He simply didn't have the courage, right? Today, it doesn't matter to me to know what the reasons were and why he didn't have that courage. But he simply ended a 4-year relationship with me where we were engaged over the phone. And he didn't even have the courage at the time to come and get his things, his clothes. He traveled and disappeared for 3 months. He was a coward without exception. And I was, guys, so bad, so bad. I would call, I would insist. At the time, I was 20, I think, 26, going on 27 years old. And I would call, insist. I thought the problem was me. I blamed myself. I kept chasing after him like crazy, asking for an opportunity, asking for a chance. I lost 13 kilos in a year, guys, and I'm already considered thin, and I was very unwell. I hit rock bottom. I lost my self-esteem. I lost my self-respect. But what happened? I needed to hit rock bottom down there. Because when you hit rock bottom, it seems like there's nowhere else for you to go. Then what do you need? Man, I need to recover. I suffered, guys, for a year because I dedicated everything. I had many expectations. I imagined it would be forever. I imagined I would have that family. Doriana, Margarine, I don't know, how do you say it? That soap opera family, and that didn't happen. And then after all this time, what happened? I managed to recover. I went after working on my self-esteem. I went after working on my emotional well-being. I went after working on my self-love. And that's what you often need. You're there watching me. I don't know if I'm looking at the camera for you not to be. But we need to work on this. Self-love. You need to love yourself. If you don't love yourself, you won't get out of this. If you don't love yourself, the next person you get involved with will do what they need to do. Once with you. So if you've watched this video for 10 minutes now, me here talking to you, it's because you're identifying with what I'm saying. And it's because you know that deep down, to get out of this, you need to love yourself. First and foremost, it's not me who's going to try to take your hand and bring you to motivate you. It's not the person you like. It's only you. So take the first step. Take a deep breath. Love yourself first, and don't let people walk all over you. Don't let someone treat you like a yo-yo. One moment they don't want you, the next they want you back. No. From the moment you have confidence, self-love, when you say, I love myself first, and I no longer allow anyone to make a fool of me, I am sure your life will change. And everything. I suffered, people. In that 1 year I told you about, I lost 13 kilos. I became very thin. Today, I take it as a lesson. Because if I hadn't gone through this whole process, if I hadn't literally hit rock bottom, if I hadn't felt bad, if I hadn't done everything I did, I wouldn't be here today. Able to help you with these words because I am sure it will help you. So look, I want to see you happy. Forget about that person who doesn't want you and put yourself first. A tip I also give you is to search right here on YouTube for how to love yourself, more mental reprogramming for self-love, because I'm sure you'll find lots of things, and subscribe to the channel. Go to the description because I'm sure I can also help you. And a lot with these videos. A kiss to each of your hearts. Comment down here, what did you think of this video? If you are going through any situation, if you are sad, if you are happy, comment here because I want to know everything.